Hi, Jez here with Nigezza.co.uk. It's Wednesday and we're nearly done. This little chunky monkey, look at it, is nearly done. So as it's such a chunky monkey, I've decided that I haven't done anything with this centre one. I've decorated that one and I decorated this one in all my tutorials, and I think I don't need it, so I'm thinking I'm going to take it out, and then it won't be quite such a chunky monkey because I haven't actually put anything in them yet, and so by the time I start adding in memorabilia and the odd photo and that, it's going to be like that, isn't it? So I asked some questions on a junk journaling Facebook group, and they seem to think taking it out would be all right. Some people went chunkier the better, you know, but I think there's chunky and there's I can't really do anything with that in there. So I'm gonna find the center so that I can there. So I think I'm just gonna snip it and then I can tuck it out, and then I can use this for another journal. Done it now. So there we are. Try to get that knot so that this should just come out. Yep. It's out. So and it has kind of put a bit of strain there, I think. So that's a bit better, isn't it? Not quite so, because if I'd have decorated that, it would have been, well, it would have been hideous. So I might just do that, a little journal out of that. So I'll put it away for now. So, so what we've got is this sort of centre bit, and I say it is I actually don't mind it. So I have got some things for decorating this middle. There's a bit of me wondering if I need to reinforce that bit. I'm sure it's fine. Sure it's fine. So I have got some things that I've made. So you might remember these that I made, and I did think that that one would go nicely on there. And it's the sort of yellow roses to that sort of goes with that, and I was going to kind of make it a pocket and put that in there. I did have this as well, which I could distress up and put in there and all, and I thought that would be quite nice on there. And then I can decide whether or not I need to put something on that side. If I don't, then this other one I could put maybe on the inside of the pocket as an introduction to it, and then I can decide whether or not I want to put anything on the back. I might leave it. So because that's virtually done, and I'm thinking I will cover that up, because now you can see the join where the paper joined. So I actually think that does need something down the middle there. Would be very nice, I'm thinking. So I'm going to stick these in there, and I was just thinking that it sort of needed something on the back that I could put behind there, or I might just put a bit of this. bit of that because you can see through it, unless I get some proper vellum actually, couldn't I? So, do you know, I didn't realise how much vellum I had. So I found some yellow, which I thought that's a possibility. I found this lovely stuff here that's got a sort of a floral background like that. And I've got some, I've had this year. I made my parents a 25th wedding anniversary scrapbook. Not 25th, 50th even. Gosh, 50th even. So I used most of this pack. And it's got this beautiful vellum here that's got writing, like letters on it, which I absolutely loved. I don't think it's right for this scrapbook, but I quite like this colour as well. So might use a bit of that. May actually just flip this out of the book. And I've got it. So yeah, I think that's a better colour than the yellows, are quite bright really. So stick that out the way, move that out the way for now. And I just think that it just needs a bit of a layer so that it's, I suppose because I've been looking at pages, and rather than having like a floral background, I've been looking at plain pages. So I think that's probably where I'm at. So I might just cut it down. So I cut it down to 5. And then it's 8 1/4 long, isn't it? I might do 5 for 7. Seems like a good size to be playing with, I think. So let's bring it back in. Yeah, I think that was a good size. Now I might do some stamping on that. So much more manageable already, that. So I've got, oh, I could do that, couldn't I? That would be good, I think. So, alright, stamp that up. Or ink it up. And then lay it down. And I don't necessarily want the full image. I'm going to leave it there to sink in a bit. I was just about to put this away. Let's give it a wipe. And then I think I might need to do a blast of my heat gun, because with it being vellum, I think it might take a bit of time. Or I'll just leave it to one side actually, and I might distress up that tag. So I'm going to leave that over there on top of the stamp mat. And we've got this bright in your face thing there, so we need to do a little bit of distressing on that, both sides. needs stressing up. And I do actually like my tags to be a little bit more substance than just what is essentially paper, slightly thicker paper, so I might stick it on some coffee dyed cardstock that I've got here. Oh, that's quite nice. So I might do that, and then it's got a bit more substance to it. It's not quite so flimsy, so we need to cut this. So we've got 4x4. That'll be 4x4. So this is the old Stampin' Up trimmer. I've got the new one, but I've just got this sort of a dedicated area now. So there. So I think I'll go for that doily side. I think that will be nice. Right, so I want my sponge. I want to go around the edges. I want soft suede for that. Let's get that. That's just a bit darker than the crumb cake. So I think this was me using a spray bottle on this. You can see where it's sort of speckled, and it was like, well, it doesn't matter about those white edges because I'll distress them. But I'd obviously laid doilies on it as well. There in the middle where it missed. It's better. So that'll be cool. And then that'll give me a much more substantial tag than what I had before. So I want the edges to be stuck down. Just want some in the middle. I really don't know. This is like my first bottle, so people rave about it. I thought I'll give it a whirl. I actually like Carlisle and I like Tombow in terms of wet glue, but I bought the Fabifix for sewing ribbons and fabrics. So whilst I put that order in, I thought, oh, let's order some art glitter glue. bone folder. I was going to cut that end off and I thought, no, I'll just ink it, be fine. So like that, so that's sorted. Trying to be a little bit tidy as I'm going. May work, may work. Let's have a little look at this now. There's still not quite. I think that's the way up. So what I might do now is rip it a bit. Right, so that needs some distressing. And that's going to smudge some of that ink, but that's okay. Because it won't dry. So I'm going to blast it with the heat gun. So that's it. Went over a bit with the heat gun. So it's just this very subtle effect, but I think it's was worth doing. So if we put that like that, turn that into a pocket. Need to go down to about there. Right, so we need to stick this on now. It's vellum, and I've just thought about that. Vellum is not great at being stuck down, but a little sponge and some glue helps. So I couldn't find my designated glue sponge, so I've just made another. So it's just a little bit of sponge, and I'll just use a little bulldog clip. Let's see if it works with art glitter glue. So just put a bit on there, blind as a bat, and then that's the back of it, isn't it? Just get a bit of it on here and just wipe it over. Trouble is, it does use a lot of it, so we might have a little bit more. And see if this will then glue to the page, and you won't see the glue. Not really sure what way up those letters are. I think that says love there. No, that really hasn't worked. Okay, it works with Tombow. So I'm just gonna, that bottom's not gonna be seen as much, but I might just put a bit around. It's a junk journal. Am I bothered? Well, I don't think you can see that at the top there. And this bit around the bottom, the sides, where I put more on, you're not going to see because this is going to cover it. So I think that's okay. And I think that sort of breaks up that quite all right. So where's the pin now? There it is. I don't know why I've done that, because I need the glues for this. Right, I've got a magnet there. So I want a thin bead. This was reminding me, I did quite a lot of sewing when I first started making these. I haven't done so much sewing lately. I do like the effect of sewing. I don't know if I've put on too much of that glue. I don't quite know. About how good it is, how much it oozes, because it is an unknown quantity to me. I know that Tombow dries really quick, but I don't know about this one. Something, I don't think I'm going to put another one of those on, because I think that will make it quite bulky there in the middle. I do think I want something down there. So I found this ribbon, and it does match the ribbon I've used there, and I've used it on the front there, but I've stamped over it. So I thought I'd put a strip down the middle there. That'll make it nice and decorative. And I thought I might continue it on the back. I put it obviously underneath this. Let's move that out the way, and stick it along the spine. Thought it might give the spine a little bit of interest, and then I might do something underneath it. So that was my thoughts when I started looking at it. So let's find my waypoint again. So I'm gonna cut enough to go around. I think I'm going to put a join on the inside rather than the outside, and then I might stick something on it. Or actually, I could put the join on the outside and stick something on the outside, couldn't I? That might be better. So I'm going to cut that. Cut that there. It's moved. I hope I've done it right. Yeah, that'll do nicely. Right. I bought this ribbon when I first found Stampin' Up, and it was on clearance. I bought several, and then I kind of never used it. I never really had the project that I wanted to use it with, and then I found it when I was sorting out stuff and starting chunk journaling, and I thought, well, actually, because it's nice and strong, and because of the colours, I thought, oh, that does really well, I think, for vintage one, and it goes well with the colours in this one. I've got other colours in similar vein. Might do it slightly on a slant there, then I get all the script showing. When it was straight, I wasn't seeing it under the green, so that's quite good. I'm going to stick that on my chamois, and then I might give it a little bit of a make it look a bit grungy. That is probably enough. I might have the join there, because I might put a little book plate. I think I've got a book plate somewhere which I might stick on there. So I'll have it coming from there. I'm going to stick it down the middle first. I want about that much. So I'm going to put I won't. I was trying to decide then, oh, do I want to put, I've got tie-back on it. It should be fine. I was trying to decide whether I wanted to put something else down here to strengthen it. But I think I have put enough on there. There we go. And this ribbon should add a bit of strength to it as well. So I think it's just that was where the paper joined that I'm like, oh, is it weak? I don't think it is. I think it'll be fine. It's just a cardboard box. That's all I used in the end. But it's got tie-back. It's got fabric on the other side. It's got layers and layers of cardstock. I think we're going to be all right. And then on the other side here, stick it like that, and then I can stick something over it. That was my plan. So I think I might put this glue actually on the ribbon. I'm going to go off camera a sec. As I apply the glue to this, I'm kind of holding it tight. Like that. I'm going to have to re-glue this a bit. It's come up a bit. That was glued not using Fabutac, I don't think, so. But I've got to do something about that back cover anyway. So that's us nearly done. So that's now nicely stuck. I have left this overnight. I think I'm going to leave that as it is and decide as I'm putting it together if I'm going to put anything in it. And I think the same for anything on the front here. I might put something on there to describe what I'm doing. So I just want to now turn my attention to the back, and I might use that floral paper on the back that I've got. Put it up here. Because that's sort of what's on it. And then keep it quite plain, and I might use some of that ribbon on it. I think that's what we're going to do. Okay. Text from one of my Stampin' Up customers saying they've received their order. Lucky thing. Mine's not due. May not arrive this week. I'm filming this whilst we're waiting for our first orders from the new annual catalogue. Right, so that is basically it's 9 inches. I want to take some off it, so I might do 8.5. I'll do 8.5 by 5. Yeah, 8.5 by 5, so we want to go 5 down that way, don't we? I was trying to think then, I was like, oh, it's 8.25 wide, but I want it to be this way anyway. So down to 8.5. What's 8.5 in centimetres? This is my old one, so it's in centimetres down there. I don't work in centimetres. Just over 21, but 21.5. So if I go down there to near my glasses, 21.5 is about there. Just because I might want a longer piece, I don't know. So just to preserve as much of that as pos, as I don't know what I'm doing with those inside covers, because that is likely to be what I want to use. So yeah, I think if I stick that nicely on there and then edge it with that. That will do nicely. I don't want it to go over, so I'm going to edge it and cut it down and just leave that as the back page. So we need to ink round these edges, of course, but I don't think I'm going to do anything else with it. And then I'm deciding whether or not I'm going to Mod Podge the whole outside. That might be my next question on the Junk Journal Facebook group I'm a member of, what people's thoughts on that. Because I do want it to last. Not that I've got any danger of forgetting 2020. I don't think anybody will they? There we go. Yep. So, oh, and I want to should have gone the other way. That fit nice. Yep. Yep, yep. Right, so we need, I might put some of that some script down. Like so, and then just a bit of super. So stick this on. So I still haven't got really any reviews on this glue, other than I really like the applicator. But in terms of the quality and that, I don't know yet. I haven't used it enough. It is so far a nice easy squeeze, which when you've got rheumatoid arthritis and really sore hands, and you find gripping hard, this is a bonus. There are certain glues I can't use because I can't squeeze them, so I had to give up on previously favourite glues for that reason, once I was found to be having problems with my hands. Right. Before I stick that down, Egypt, I want to go along here. That seems to be stuck there, so we'll just go along here. Because that appears to be coming off. And that will just not do. Press that. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Still, I don't mind. I've been ripping everything in the book, so why I'm bothered about that, I really don't know. I'm not really. Make it look like it was supposed to happen. There we go. And so now I'm going to put me glue on the ribbon. And stick that. Stick it down. I think that makes quite a nice finish there on the back. And then it's whether or not I do any more decorating on the spine. So that needs a little something. Have I got a nice butterfly? Been using a lot of butterflies lately. Have I got a nice one in here? No, but I've got one of these. Put one of them on it, couldn't I? With memories on it or something. Journal. Have I got a journal? Nope. Journal would be good. I would quite like it to say that. So I've got that. Quite like it to say journal. So I'm sure I cut out some journals. It's just a matter of where did I put them. I downloaded some things. There they are. There's one that says journal. It is a bit long. I can cut it down. I've got another one. That one's too big. These were from, I've downloaded some freebies from Artie Mays and Shabby Dabby Doodah. So can't remember which ones were which. So I'm either going to put journal or memories. I'm going to put journal for junk journal. That's what I'm going to do. I think that would be nice. So move all this around. I might chuck that in there. And I say this would actually be something that I would actually like to Mod Podge, because or I might use some glossy accents on it or something. So that it, and I might put some on the front there so they look like they were glass. There, like that. That's really nice, and that will look lovely on there. But as I say, I'm going to cover it with some glossy accents, and I might cover that with some as well. Although I'm going to Mod Podge the whole lot, don't really need to, do I? But that one, I think, is crying out for glossy accents. Now, I looked at my drawer. I've got Crystal Effects. This was Stampin' Up version. I think it's pretty much the same. So, can't remember last time I used this. So we shall see. I might just put a bit on a tester. Yeah, it's coming out. So just going to put it all over. And then leave it forever to dry. Leave it overnight. I think that will look nice. So we'll leave that and see what happens. So I'll come back to it and it's all nice and dry, but it's made the ink run a bit. So lesson learnt there. It's now completely the wrong colour. So I don't think I'm going to be using that. I might use it for something else at some point. I might just stick it around here in my junk journal area. So I've made another. I'm leaving it at that. I'm just going to stick it on the side. I'm going to use the fabric glue because I'm sticking it on fabric, so I think that's probably the best thing to do. This has been backed onto card. I made a load of these. I might be using too much glue, I don't know. I'm just learning. So covering that seam, putting it there. It is actually slightly wider than the spine, so I might bend it round a bit gently. And that's it. I don't know if I'm going to hang any bibs and bobs from it. I'm not really. It's not really appealing to me particularly. I might leave it like that. This one is for me. So yeah. So that is it. That is it. All complete and all done. So I hope you've enjoyed journeying with me on my first junk journal. I will it won't be my last. I'm a bit addicted now and I've bought shed loads, so I've got to make some more. And I think taking out that signature was the right thing to do, because that is still going to grow, but it will still do up quite nicely with my key there. So that will go down and hold in place. So that's quite good. I can pull that through. I won't, because I'm just about to undo it again. But that does, oh I will, just to show there. So it will close it up and keep it nicely together, that, and there is still room to grow, and if necessary I can probably extend it in some way. So so that's it. So I'm going to do a flip through in a separate video, yeah, love it. Love it, love it, love it. Officially addicted now to all things vintage and junk journaling. Okay, hope you've enjoyed that. See you again soon. Bye-bye.